It's like a religion, an overwhelming decision to check out these anime manga reviews straight out the kitchen. Brought by Supreme Guru, sit back, relax and listen and join in on the discussion. I ain't Supreme Guru for nothing. I am anime, you know you can't click away or get away from the urge of talking manga and anime. So pay close attention when I say that Guru is in the here and now and here to stay.
What's up, people? It's Guru. Welcome to Keep It Real Raw and Uncut. Today's topic, my thoughts, or aka first impressions of 7 Deadly Sins. Let's go. Yo, at first, when I first started watching the series, let me take it back. You know, I heard a little bit of hype going on around the community about 7 Deadly Sins, 7 Deadly Sins. You know, I didn't know anything about it, you know, so I finally saw my man KINGFO's video. Shout out to KINGFO. So he did a little review of what he saw, and so I said I'm gonna check it out too, man. So I actually didn't watch the whole video because I didn't want to get spoiled. So I went back and I watched it actually a little earlier this morning while I ate breakfast. So I watched it, and I thought when it first came on, man, I can't lie, I was very unimpressed. Because it was kind of corny to me. It was actually real corny to me, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit through this first episode. I can just make it through this first episode. If I don't like it, I'm not watching it no more. So, at first, I was very underwhelmed. But then, the little, I guess she's going to be the protagonist chick. Her name's Elizabeth. She comes in, she's in this rusty armored suit. And all the people in this bar think that she's a villain. Oh yeah, this is a guy named, I can't think of his name. Let's call him Mel. I can't even pronounce his name. We gonna call him Mel for short. He's a kid. He look like a kid, real short, little short kid looking, but he actually owns the bar. It's called like the Hat Bar, some stuff like that or something. It's named after a pig, and he also has a pig in there that helps him out. And there's a talking pig, and it freaks out all the customers because the pig can talk. And weird thing about Mel, you know, all animes got a little quirks. Mel, like I said, this Mel is he's a kid that's running a bar. That's the first little pun. And then he cooks food and it looks delicious. It looks perfect, like a chef made it, but it's disgusting tasting. Like everybody hates his food, but it just looks awesome when he cooks it. So that's a little play on that, cause you know, and he kind of knows his food sucks, you know, but he makes it anyway. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so that happens. Like I said, Elizabeth comes into the bar, freaks out all the customers because they tell the story about the 7 Deadly Sins, which were these knights, and they were elite fighters. They were awesome, and somehow they got set up, and they had to fight their way out, but they make them feel like they're villains. Well, of course you could tell in the story they're not really villains, but for right now, everybody thinks they're villains. And these guys, the Holy Knights, are supposedly the ones that defeated the 7 Deadly Sins. They're supposed to be dead, but there's still rumors going around that they're still alive. So then the Holy Knights take over the kingdom, and I think I don't know if they kidnapped the king or something, but they end up taking over the kingdom. So it's kind of like so like the Holy Knights, or whoever the ruler of the Holy Knights is, pretty much is ruling the country, and I guess it's getting rid of all of the royal family or something, because Elizabeth is actually a princess, and I don't know. So she's kind of like on the run, and it comes by she passes out the bar, and this is the good part about it. This guy Mel is a big time pervert, man. I mean, he can look at the chick and tell, you know, she's a girl because he takes out the armor. Because at first she sounded like a man, but she passes out, so he takes the armor off and she's a girl, and you blatantly can tell she's a woman. So he's sitting there, man. He's squeezing the chick's tits and all this stuff, man. I mean, like going in having a field day while she passed out. She wakes up and he's still squeezing on her titties, man. Like, yo, this dude ain't got no shame, right? And it's like he's plays it all for blushes or anything. He's just like, you know, it is what it is. And so the funny thing about it was, he sitting there squeezing her titty, and she was just like, it's like she didn't even say that about it. Like, oh, okay. And so he feeds her. Of course, the food is disgusting, but she eats anyway because she's like overwhelmed by his kindness. And he's a nice guy. And so these guys come there looking for. They come there looking for the knight, you know what I'm saying? Because they thinking she might be one of these 7 Deadly Sins. Of course she's not, you know, they get run off. And the whole time you don't know that Mel, he seems weak, you know what I'm saying? He seems like a kid. Because you got all the wanted person posters on the wall of the 7 deadly sins, and of course he looks nothing like them because they're all grown ups, and he kind of plays it off like he don't know who the 7 deadly sins are, and everything. And so people like the bar before it happened, they were like, yeah, you know, they're them. How do you not know this story? You know, and he tried like he's like not from the kingdom or whatever. But anyway, that's happened all before the people come looking for her. And they escape. You know, saying the girl runs off, and this another guy comes looking for them, and this guy, and I was thinking this whole time, I'm thinking like, this show sucks. You know what I'm saying? This dude, he's like really big and muscular. He swings a sword and cuts like part of the ground, and like it's caused like almost like an avalanche, and they fall. You know what I'm saying? And so somehow, next thing you know, they're surviving. Like Mel is holding the girl and one of the guys that came looking for her when he thought that she was one of the 7 deadly sins. And they were like, okay. And I'm thinking, okay, how did he? So I'm thinking to myself like, how did he rescue both of them after that attack? So then the knight sees him, and he said, okay. The big dude sees him again. He swings another attack like Mihawk, man, and it cuts down all the trees. One swing of his sword, and the strike cuts down like all these trees, like severs like I don't know how many trees, quite a bit. It's pretty much a lot of destructive capacity, and I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so it started to ramp up now. I was like, okay, I can see something, you know, okay. And so then I'm looking like, okay, how's the kid going, you know, who's gonna come rescue them? And the kid's standing there like, yo, you know, you need to run. So the girl starts crying and like, look, you know, get out of here. He's here for me. Because the guy knows that this guy actually knows she is the princess. And he wants a reward, you know what I'm saying? Because he's already a knight. And she was like, well, she's like, you know, save yourself, you know, don't get any more trouble for me, you know, you're gonna end up getting killed. And he said, nah, that's cool. The guy does another strike into the ground with his sword, man, and makes this big old long gash in between them. And I'm like, yo, this guy's strong as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what's gonna happen? Because before this happened, the funny thing is, Mel carries a sword, and so, and he said, oh, this is to scare people, because he pulls the sword out, it has the blade has been broken off, and so it's like, you know, it's just in the sheath. So I said, okay, that's kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? But so when I saw that, I said, okay, there's something about this kid, because why be walking around with like a broken sword with a broken blade, you know? So then this is what happened. The guy's like, the big knight is tired of him talking. So he's like, you know, strikes down at Mel and Princess Elizabeth. And Mel blocks it with the torn off sword. Not only that, he cuts the guy's face and like knocks him back. And it's like, yo, how the hell did he do this? And the guy, like, I guess, did the guy try to take me in? I don't know if that was the only strike that he did. But anyway, the guy just freaked out. Then he cuts the guy again. This time making contact, but like I said, he has no blade on his sword. I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know if it's just sheer power of his, you know, of his swing from the sword is that much force or what. But the guy goes flying, armor just ripped to shreds. The only reason he got saved because this big knight is actually strong, you know what I'm saying? So he's actually taking the impact of the hit, but his armor's crashed, and he knows, like, I'm not in this dude's class, you know? So he's like, look, let's back up, regroup, and get some reinforcements, because this guy's strong as shit, because I'm strong, and this dude is out of my class, you know, pretty much. So he dips to go get reinforcements. So Mel takes off, like, look, I gotta rule my bar, you know. And it reveals his arm. He shows he got this tattoo, because the girl has stated that the 7 deadly sins, they got marks of the beast on them. And he shows that he has a tattoo of, I think it's a dragon, on his arm, you know what I'm saying? And he's actually one of the 7 deadly sins. But this is the poster, like the picture on the poster, one of the posters looks way older than what he is. So, but he said like he's trying to find the rest of the sins because he got something to tell them or they got some business to handle. So the reason he opened this bar is to get information from travelers and stuff, because you know everybody comes to the bar, they talk, they've been from different locations and stuff like that. So he ends up moving the bar. Finds out, he said, okay, I'm gonna move my bar and go to another town. Because, you know, they're on the run now because the guy's going to get reinforcements because he knows where Princess Elizabeth is. So he dips. So they both want it. He's wanted because he's a deadly sin, and she's wanted because she's a princess and the Holy Knights want her. So this is crazy. The whole bar lifts up out of the ground. It's actually a gigantic pig, and the bar is actually sits on top of the pig. So I don't know if the pig is buried underground while the bar's there, or actually does the pig just comes and put the bar on its back and move it when it wants to. I don't understand that, but pretty sure it'll be revealed later on. So the series looks interesting, man. So I'm about to give it another try. So you know, I hope I spoil it too much for you. It's a pretty good series. Check it out, man. And see what you think. Oh, another thing is, the animation is it's an old school animation. So a lot of people might not like it because they're gonna be like, wow, the style looks dated. You know, they might not like it, but it's cool with me because it brings back that old school anime feel to it. That's if you liked it. You know what I'm saying? All animes have different styles and, you know, artwork, animation. And I could dig it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's drawn in an old school style, but it doesn't take away from the story. One thing I didn't like was they speak real fast, so when you read the subtitles, you know, you got to keep going because it's like a lot of dialogue real fast. It's pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you really got to keep up with it to find out what's really going on. So, other than that, I ain't have no problem with it, man. It was a pretty good show, man. You know, the first, like, probably about 10 minutes of it was it was real slow, but once it got to fight and stuff, it got good, man. So, it sparked my interest. The last 5 to 7 minutes of the show really sparked my interest. So, I'm gonna check it out a couple more episodes, see how it goes, man. They said it's slated to have 24 episodes, so this might be a goodie, man. I'm gonna check it out, man. So I recommend it, man. Give it a try. This is Guru. Holla at y'all later. Peace.